This is big breaking emergency news. Washington, D.C. and the White House are on lockdown right now. Fencing and security measures have been put in place all along the White House and the vice presidential quarters as well too. This is in anticipation of potentially chaos and even civil unrest that could happen inside of these cities, especially Washington, D.C. Businesses are boarded up, and the National Guard is issuing statements as well, saying that over 24 states are ready to send personnel to Washington, D.C. So let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit that like and hit that subscribe. I'm posting every day, keeping you guys updated on this big urgent news, and it just helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. So in the past 24 hours, fences have gone up all along the White House. Washington, D.C. is boarded up. All the businesses are boarded up. McDonald's is boarded up. Walgreens, CVS, all these different businesses are preparing for some type of chaos inside of Washington, D.C. And even the Metropolitan Police Chief has issued a statement as well. And the National Guard, a colonel from the National Guard, has issued a statement as well too, saying that they are ready to deploy, and 10 states are already deploying the National Guard and are ready in case there's any type of election day chaos. These 10 states, really quick, are Colorado, Florida, Hawaii, Nevada, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, and West Virginia have all deployed the National Guard, on top of Washington as well too, that I reported on just a few days ago. But you can see here that this is a quote from the Metropolitan Police Chief, Pamela Smith, quote, "There will be no tolerance for violence in our city." This is what she said at a news conference Monday. Quote, "We will not tolerate the destruction of property, and we will not tolerate threats to public safety as well as this election process." So they're getting ready for something big. They're anticipating something big to happen here. And they've put fencing up around the White House at the request of the Secret Service. Quote, "I feel very sad that this is the state of things, to be honest with you." That's what Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser told reporters. "But the way that I deal with anxiety is to work and to make sure that we are as prepared as can be." Smith said that Secret Service made the decision to erect a fence around the White House and Lafayette Square Park. Alexandria Worley, a spokesperson for the Secret Service, said fences would also go up around the Vice President's Naval Observatory residence and the Palm Beach County Convention Center in West Palm Beach, Florida, where Trump's campaign will watch the returns. All right, so they've deployed fencing around the White House, the vice presidential residence, and also the Palm Beach County Convention Center. And they're anticipating potentially violence or riots at these areas. All right, so let me know what you think down below. Why are they doing this? And they're also saying that more than 24 states have indicated that they will be willing to send the National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. if requested in the weeks following the presidential election and in the run-up to the inauguration, Guard officials said on Monday. It says, quote, "Speaking to reporters Monday, Colonel Jean-Paul Laurenceau, Chief of Future Operations for the National Guard Bureau, said it was not yet clear how many Guard troops will be needed or requested this year. He said it will depend on what the D.C. officials want, but he noted that the National Guard Bureau and the states are leaning forward in anticipation of a request for assistance." And they've already deployed them to multiple other major cities as well too across the country, state National Guards, and now more than 24 states are offering to send more National Guard troops, and this is on top of the 10 I just told you about as well too that have their guard ready and deployed just in case anything happens. All right, so that's what's going on in DC. There's a lot of stuff happening on the ground. People are saying that they can feel the anxiety in the air, and for some reason they're putting up fencing around the White House and the vice presidential quarters. They are worried that they could see chaos outside of them. Why would they see that? Not sure. Let me know your theory, what you think down below, what you think could happen. And this is on top of as well too, the U.S. Capitol Police put out this alert last Monday, a week ago, on October 28th. The U.S. Capitol Police put out an alert that said, quote, exercise on Monday, October 28th at approximately 7 p.m. We will be working with our federal partners on a routine training exercise on the grounds of the U.S. Capitol. Please do not be alarmed if you see emergency vehicles and low-flying helicopters. Quote. That's a quote from the U.S. Capitol Police, an alert they put out last week because they were doing emergency evacuation drills with helicopters landing and going from the U.S. Capitol, landing right on the Capitol grounds and taking off. And they were reportedly doing training exercises for some type of emergency evacuation, right? Just to be ready. And they've even done drills and training exercises as well too, where there could be something like this similar that happens during the election or after. Okay, so lots of activity going on at the White House, to say the least here. And it seems like they're getting prepared for something. Okay, look at this fencing here that has been put up all around, and people are saying they're coming to the White House and coming to DC to see the Capitol, and they're surprised because everything's fenced off right now. A lot of the monuments are fenced off. The White House is completely fenced off right now, and they're saying it's at the request of the Secret Service for some reason. So maybe the Secret Service has some type of intel or some type of knowledge, preemptive knowledge of something that could happen, and they are taking increased security measures. It is also being reported as well that over 4,000 people will be deputized and will become members of the police force during Election Day and leading up to the inauguration. They're saying over 4,000 people will be added to the Metropolitan Police Department of DC. And they're saying that they do not have enough cars, police cars, and they're going to be renting hundreds of cars, thousands of cars to deal with all these new officers that they're bringing on. So they're bringing on 4,000 officers and renting them cars, and they're going to be putting magnetized logos on the side of the cars and temporary light bars. Okay, so they're warning people that these police officers might look a little different or a little strange. They might be in weird cars or have weird markings or weird magnetic markings on their cars for the police department, and not your typical white bars that police have. But they're saying that they should be legit, right? But they're warning people that you can call the police department to check to make sure if you are pulled over or interact with any of these police officers. They're saying that you can call to check to make sure that they are legit, and they should be in full uniform and everything like that, they're warning. But they're bringing on 4,000 new people, right? That's a lot of police officers to have brought onto the force, and they're obviously not really ready for it because they have to rent out cars, right? They're going to be renting thousands of cars for them to be driving around the city and doing patrol and keeping an eye on things. So they're planning for something big. Not sure what. Let me know what you guys think down below. And let me know what you guys think too, what you think this all means, right? Do you think this means that it's more likely that they think they are going to win or something like that? Or do you think they think Trump's going to win? I'm not sure what this means, but it means something. It's kind of strange that this is happening, this anticipation with the National Guard, saying over 24 states. And 4 years ago, they deployed over 25,000 National Guard members here. The whole city was just, there was this, remember? And they didn't even have like hotels for them and stuff either. They were just, some of them were sleeping on the Lincoln Memorial, sleeping near it and stuff, sleeping in the hallways of DC, of these buildings, right? This was happening 4 years ago because there was over 25,000 troops that were sitting there. So who knows what we're going to see. They're already deploying them to all these cities, right, around the country, getting prepared, and they're saying it's specifically for some type of civil unrest and chaos, right? Multiple different states and cities are ready for this. And something interesting is that these 10 states that I mentioned, Colorado, Florida, Hawaii, Nevada, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, and West Virginia, or 9 states including DC is 10, they are saying that there could be potentially cyber events as well too. They're saying that they're deployed for cyber missions and cyber security as well. They're deploying hundreds of troops in these states. And one of their other missions besides civil unrest is cyber missions. So they're on alert for any type of cyber attacks or anything like that that could be targeting the election as well too, right? So let me know what you guys think down below. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that, guys. I hope you guys are staying safe, staying stocked up, staying prepared. All right, just have your tanks filled, your gas tanks, your water tanks. Just have some preps ready, just in case, especially if you're in one of these cities that you could see something happen. Just in case, so you want to just stay inside for a few days, stay home, bug in for a few days, and not have to leave maybe if you don't have to. Hopefully it doesn't get to that, but they're preparing for it, right? They're preparing for something big. So just make sure you're prepared too as well. You don't have to go crazy, but just have some stockpiles, have some things ready so you could stay inside the house for a few days if you really need to. So, or if you got a property out in the country, go hang out there for a while. If you can go camping for a few days, go camp maybe for a week or two, all right? Make sure before the smoke clears out, all right? So thank you guys. Hope you have big blessings. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you have big blessings for your life and your family. And I hope you have a big old blessed day.